Hello dear YouTube, lovely YouTube. I hope everyone's okay out there. I have these new cards, so I'm going to be trying to bring them in to my little reading. I'm sitting in a different room, so apologies, you're probably going to hear the traffic outside. I don't know how this is going to go because I don't know where the camera goes from above and how much of this table I can get to use. Forgive me for boring you with the admin of my little world when I try and do these readings. I am honestly trying to improve my offerings to YouTube, and I have done this stone the other day actually. But since I've got the Light Seers Tarot that has come my way, I'm going to read it in to this little reading. Now I've got the lovely elephants here. I've got a family reading, family of elephants. Do you know what, elephants are so loyal to each other, aren't they? Family. So a little video the other day, this little elephant, and it had been fostered and it had been rescued into the animal sanctuary, and the poor little elephant was trumpeting, like calling for help, calling for its mum, and the whole herd of other rescued elephants all ran together. I mean, they only had about 100 yards to go because they don't have a lot of space in those foster places, but they ran as one elephant. They ran over to the little baby elephant and they stuck their trunks in its little pen just to help it feel calm. I bet it couldn't believe it. It was there feeling so forlorn and unhappy, and it looked up and it's like its prayers had been answered because the little elephants had all come to help it. Synthesis. Okay. That's a little bit complicated, synthesis, isn't it? Because I don't believe us humans have anything to do with the synthesis of our lives, except we can line up with the synthesis of energy to put ourselves in the right place at the right time, right? To be what Esther Hicks calls a cooperative component, the synthesis. And this little angel is wearing the rainbow colours. It's like the white, it's like a prism of light. It's got all the rainbow colours in it, whole rainbow. Wonderful rainbow angel. I'm sorry about these little bits of dust and fluff and dirt, and unfortunately on this camera I'm using, you're going to see every little thing that's not supposed to be on this table. Every little thing. Let's see what the angel card wants to bring us with synthesis. Dear guardian angels, thank you so much for helping us to have this information. Please help me to be guided to the right card for this reading for this person that's watching this. Thank you. Divine timing. Yeah, there it is. You see, as much as we want things to happen, we have got no control really over when things happen. Have you noticed that? Now, even when you're the person, if you're ever fortunate enough to be able to choose a date for something, or you're the person that decides like when you're moving, or when you're getting married, or when something's happening, even when you're the person that can roughly decide, right? You're never, well, very rarely, unless you're super rich, genuinely, your plans have to coincide and synthesise with the other people around you, don't they? They do. Let me roll my sleeves up for this because this is quite hard work. Divine timing. I'm going to read to you the meaning of this card and what it means. Divine timing. Pay attention to doors that are opening and shutting for you right now. Walk through doors that open and learn from the doors that are shut. Your prayers are being answered. Like the little elephant, I had their prayers answered, and there is no doubt about that. However, everything operates according to the universal laws of divine timing, and the more you try and control what is going to happen, the more friction and frustration and angst is put into the situation. It makes it all worse. This means certain pieces of the puzzle must first fall into place so that other parts can come to fruition. If you try to skip or rush certain pieces or parts, the whole plan will lack a solid foundation. Don't try to force any doors that appear closed to you. Instead, ask your angels for guidance to see if the door closed because of negative expectations or if it's simply a sign of divine timing. Look for other doors that do open and walk through them with faith and gratitude. Okay, so that's what the angels are asking you to have, is faith that everything that's meant to happen will happen when the time is right. This little stone looks like it's had a little break at some stage. Okay, so I'm going to open an oracle card by Patrick Gamble. The oracle cards, I feel, are the link between spirit and material. Now clearly, this is the spiritual story for you, dear lovely viewer that's watching this card reading. The idea that for you to have the things that you want and need, and you're hoping for and wishing for, you have to line up with them. You have to be a person that is able to step into the next stage of your life experience. Okay? You can't just shoot the arrow at the target like this little Cupid is doing with his bow and arrow, hit the target and no, that's it, that's done, like as if you are the god. Whoa, 51, Black Stallion. Okay, so the Black Stallion brings about change, absolutely massive change for you, and if that's what you're wanting, then that is what is going to come about. It's just you have to be patient. Be patient. Can you make the changes yourself? Yes, of course you can. Will the changes definitely happen? Yes, they will. But if you wait for them to happen when the time is right, they will be much smoother than if you try and force the issues. So the guidance here is you've got the balance between having faith and waiting for things to fall into place naturally, as they will if you leave them alone, or forcing the issue and just prodding about a bit and forcing things to happen. And what happens at the end of that experience, you get what you want, but you'll have a lot of unhappy people around you. 7 of Cups, that's the material answer to this question. 7 of Cups says, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for, because you might think that that prize, that thing that you desperately want to get and need, is not necessarily in your best interest. You are projecting your dreams onto reality, creating illusions that seem way too good to be true. Too many options can be confusing, and you find yourself constantly living in a state of fear of missing out, for fear of making the wrong choice. Each cup offers you a different prize, representing areas of your life, each filled with a wish. However, it does not promise a positive result, so be clear on what your long-term visions are, so that whichever cup you choose brings you closer to your goals. Temptation is calling, offering vices that are hard to ignore. These choices, however, can come with long-term consequences, so weigh your pros and cons if you choose to indulge. Okay, so there's someone out there that's possibly impatiently waiting for something to happen, and they're feeling like, oh, well, if it's not going to happen, I'm going to go and take one of these other options then. It's not necessarily for your best good, your highest good. The Lightseer's Tarot will be really interesting to see what comes up from this pack, because this is literally only the second time I've pulled a card from this pack. What would the Lightseer's Tarot want this person to know, who the spirit guides want to know that patience, everything will happen when it's meant to. This person is determined to make things happen and force things into place. Or not. It's their choice. Their choice. What do you want to choose? A little watcher of tarot. What would you like to choose? Now I have a feeling that I've missed the card, and it should have come out then, but it just didn't feel right what I was turning over. It did not feel like the card that was meant for this reading. So I'm going to ask the guardian angels again for information that's right for this person who's looking at this situation as if there's something they should be able to do about it. Ooh, the moon. This is such a beautiful card. And here we have again the forces of dark and light, being underwater and feeling in the deep subconscious of your experience of life. Let's have a little look at the book. What does the book say? Number 18, the moon. The moon usually comes up to people that could use counselling. Illusions, which is the same as the Seven of Cups. Hidden truths, the unknown, trusting your intuition, facing your fears, the watery nature of the unconscious mind, mystery, symbolism and metaphor, perception, uncertainty and dreams. When we're faced with uncertainty and illusion, it can feel like we are drowning. Trust that you will be okay, even if you can't seem to distinguish up from down right now. Yeah, this is confusion. This is the biggest part of what I'm picking up from this card. It's like someone who doesn't know what the best thing to do is. So because they can't make what the thing happen that they want to happen easily, they're going to resort to bad habits and old ways, and they're going to resort to behaviour worse than is good for them. When you stop struggling to see that which you simply cannot see because it remains obscured behind shadows of the moonlight, you will experience a deep release that will allow you to float to the surface of your truth. Just know that you can't always know what is going on for other people, and if your plans involve other people, the chances are you're going to feel a bit adrift, especially if they're not talking to you and not telling you everything and not being honest with you as they can. So you will experience a deep release that will allow you to float to the surface of your truth. Just be truthful with yourself. The moon card asks you to go within, find comfort in the darkness, and calmly listen to the whispers of your own intuition. There is divinity and magic here, and when you fall into the moon's still waters, your inner wisdom will embrace you and push you towards the light. She will reinvigorate your creativity and resurrect your spark as long as you go beyond your own fears to find her. Dive into her healing embrace. Breathe past insecurities and let her dimly lit magic guide you home. And say to yourself, I am safe and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. And we're back to this divine timing. It's not your choice, dear person reading this. It's the will of the universe. And the more you try and impose your will on the situation, the worse it's going to get. Just be as pure of heart as you can. Don't let your past hurts and fears cloud your judgment and your feelings and your actions. Just keep plodding along and wait to see what happens as you flow through the journey. It will all become clear to you as you come out the other side. It's lovely. Thanks for watching, dear YouTubers. Take care. Bye for now. Bye 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 bye.